Alan Coleman, thanks for joining us. We're here up at Finchley, a really big day for Middlesex cricket. We've just witnessed Marc Broom addressing the team, Middlesex Women's team, having been appointed as the club's first ever full-time head coach of the women's side.
Yeah, momentous day for women's cricket in Middlesex, our first ever full-time head coach appointed to lead us into our Tier 2 season. So delighted really with the appointment, delighted that we've been able to introduce Marc to his new team this evening, and it's been great to see the progress that the girls have made over the last 6 weeks as the Tier 2 programme has started. I do want to say a huge thank you to Esther DeLanger, who has run the programme while we've gone through this process of appointment. She's done a fantastic job, but really excited with the future and what Marc will bring to the group.
Absolutely, and I guess in Marc you couldn't have found a more Middlesexy man. He's Middlesex through and through. Eastcote as a youngster, played for Middlesex through the age groups, coached for the best part of 2 decades, I think, in various guises at Eastcote. He's obviously had a long history of working with the club in borough cricket, regional cricket, obviously with the academy, and more recently with the men.
He has, yeah, done a variety of roles through Middlesex through the pathway, and we obviously know him well. But interestingly, it's the work he's done away from Middlesex in the last couple of years, which have really boosted his profile. An amazing job as assistant to Andy Tennant during that period of huge improvement of the Sunrisers programme, which culminated in the Sunrisers winning the Rachel Hayhoe Flint Trophy this year. And then also working with Ashley Nofke with the London Spirit. And again, they won the 100 this year as well. So an amazing reputation, which has only grown in the last couple of years within women's cricket. And that expertise is going to be key for us as we move forward.
You mentioned obviously we start here today as a Tier 2 side. This is day one really, I guess, of a journey to get us towards Tier 1 status.
Yeah, you're right. Very disappointed as a club that we weren't granted Tier 1 status for Middlesex to play. Alongside that, though, hugely proud of the leadership that the club showed for the Sunrisers and the improvement that team and that group of players showed during the 4 years that we were the regional host. In terms of Tier 2 cricket, you're right, this has given us a great opportunity to look at all of our women's cricket from the bottom of our pathway all the way to the senior team and create a new exciting strategy, which will hopefully lead us to professionalism at the end of this funding cycle, 2028-2029, which is when hopefully these things will be reviewed again.
A big part of that plan and a big part of that strategy is a new home for women and girls cricket at Swinkham Avenue. I know you've spent a lot of time down there yourself, as have I been down there and filmed. It's a hell of a facility. You must be really excited to get that up and running.
Yeah, really, really excited. Credit to Josh Knappett for the work that he's done to get this project off the ground. There's a new square in there, new outfield, planning permission imminent, hopefully, or submission imminent anyway, for a new pavilion and to get the ground ready for a facility that the girls deserve, the women and girls in Middlesex deserve to have as their home. It will be one of the only women and girls only facilities in the country dedicated to women and girls cricket, and we're really, really excited to have a base that our teams can call their home, and we can really design the facilities around the demands of women's cricket going forward.
That pathway to achieving Tier 1 professional status, Alan, obviously takes many steps, first of which is today. What does that look like in reality, in true terms? I mean, obviously we're witnessing a group of players here that aren't paid to play currently. We're asking a lot of them to step up and become more professional overnight. We've got a full-time professional coaching staff around them. What does that look like in terms of coming to reality and fruition?
I think the first thing we have to look at is how we grow the game. So not only in terms of the participation through the great work MITC do and through our pathway, but also commercially in terms of attendances. How do we grow that aspect of the game to create a really sustainable and marketable product that we can attract sponsors with and sell the women's game at the level at which it deserves. I think I want to see then an evolution in the style of our women's cricket and how we play at all levels. And we've got a really ambitious aim of playing the most vibrant, dynamic and exciting cricket that we can, so that young people are inspired by watching our senior women play here. And then hopefully a growth with that commercial model and a sustainable model, a growth towards professional cricket and having our own professional players as Middlesex, even if we are in Tier 2. So that a young girl growing up in any part of North West London or any part of Middlesex can aspire to play cricket for our county and be paid to do so. And I think that all of those aims are realistic. It is a long, ambitious programme that the board have signed off their support on, but it's going to take a lot of hard work to get there, but we're excited by that challenge.
Outstanding. And as we stand here and now, Alan, day one of that journey, what aspirations do you have and what expectations do you have for the side in the first year?
I think it's going to be really tough to gauge, actually, because everyone's starting tier 2 at a slightly different point. We've obviously got Yorkshire in there for 1 year. They're going to be pretty much professional before they go into tier 1 at the end of the season. You've got Glamorgan in tier 2 starting for 2 seasons before they go into tier 1. So everyone's going to be starting at a bit of a different level, and it's going to be an interesting, I think, period for everyone to find their feet in this level of cricket. But what we do want is the team to be really competitive, play that exciting brand of cricket that we've said, and let's see what we can achieve this year. The girls are incredibly dedicated. They've worked so hard so far. They're giving up at least 2 days of their week to be in here training, which is a great effort around university, school and work commitments. And I couldn't be prouder of the work they've put in so far. It's a busy summer schedule, so let's see where we end up. But what I do want to do is encourage all of our members and supporters to get to Radlett, Merchant Taylors and Lords to watch the girls play and lend their support. It's great that we've got a Middlesex Women's team wearing the 3C axes out there doing us proud, and it'd be great if we as a club and our community can really get behind them.
Very well said. Alan, look, all the very best of luck with that journey, and no doubt we'll catch up along the way. Thanks for joining us up here, and really exciting time for the women's game.
Thanks so much.